you know in your heart that God has something greater for you. But you're still stuck, wondering what to do. It's simple. Write the vision down. Take a key, as they say. Write down everything you need to take place to get you to where you want to be.
All right.
Now, a lot of times we tend to get our vision confused with God's vision. Usually based upon how we think or how we want things to be based upon how we feel. So how is it that we're able to separate the two? Well, there's man-made vision and then there's God-given vision. So let's compare the two. Man-made vision is created based on human gifts and skills, where God-given vision is received as a revelation. Man-made vision is fulfilled by staying ahead of others. God-given vision is fulfilled through obedience. Man-made vision sees similar organizations as competitors, but God-given vision sees similar organizations as complementary. Man-made vision aims to grow the organization and generate revenue, where God-given vision aims to serve people and advance God's kingdom. Man-made vision encompasses stress that may emerge both inwardly and outwardly, where God-given vision is accompanied by inward peace and outward opposition. Man-made vision may be dropped off for something better when it comes along. But God-given vision is compelling, it's captivating until it's fulfilled. In order for us to get a clear picture of the difference between man-made vision versus God-given vision, it's a simple prayer asking God to open up our spiritual eyes. Just as Elisha prayed for the servant when the great army surrounded the city and captured them, found in 2 Kings chapter 6. And that text reads, so he answered, do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray, open his eyes that he may see. So the Lord opened his eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. Now, if you could see how many angelic hosts surround you every day, you lose your mind. Right? Just because of the fact that we take so much for granted in life, day-to-day tasks, just the mere fact of waking up, we take for granted. And we forget that we are spirit first. And that this fleshly vessel is only temporary. See, sometimes we're put into a place where God has us temporarily for purpose, His purpose. But we're so miserable, we get caught up in our feelings that we miss the mark. We move before God says it's time. Then we have to walk through some more turmoil on our way to destiny. See, a man without vision is a man without a future. Yet a man without a future will always return to his past. Have you ever wondered or asked yourself, how is it that you view yourself? What are your goals in life? Do you even have goals? Have you planned for your future? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You have to be able to see yourself bigger or greater than the mess that you're living in. You have to know that whatever you're in is only temporary and that God has something greater in store for you. We just can't understand the time portion of it. They call it the waiting game. We have a problem with time. We've got accustomed to wanting things yesterday, but lose sight of the fact that what we pray for today takes some time for us to walk through some things, and it allows God to prepare us to be able to receive what we prayed for. There's a saying that says a knife cuts because it has a narrow focus. This describes us pretty well. Narrow-minded. We're all guilty of it. We've all had some times in our lives where we thought we focused on the task at hand, but we missed the bigger picture. That saying is simply implying that your focus can't be narrow. Because a narrow focus will stop you from living the way God intended for you to live. We need to broaden our view of things, including the world in which we live. We tend to find something we like and we happen to stick to it, becoming comfortable. Always afraid of stepping or thinking outside of the box. You know, you'd be amazed what you discover if you would just allow yourself to be exposed to new things. According to Proverbs 29, where there's no vision, no redemptive revelation of God, the people perish. But he who keeps the law of God, which includes that of man, blessed, happy, fortunate, enviable, and peace. See, vision is the bridge between the present and the future. Without it, we perish, or we go under strain. See, vision is what gives pain a purpose. It may hurt or seem uncomfortable right now, but God is trying to get us to understand that His purpose for us, His purpose for us is greater than the mess that we're in. He's trying to get us to understand that by grace, we're better than we view ourselves. See, those without vision tend to spend their lives taking the path of least resistance, as they try to avoid the discomfort. The level of sacrifice that the vision requires will determine by the people who follow. So, even though your gift will make room for you, according to Proverbs 18, it will cost you something in order to protect the vision that God's given you. See, in this thing called life, we all bear many crosses, whether it be trying to make it through school, on the job, living with family. Again, this is another list that can go on and on and on. But if we look at Luke chapter 9, we see Jesus talking about the same thing in order to follow Him. The Amplified version reads as follows. And He said to all, any person wills to come after me, let him deny himself, disown himself, forget, lose sight of himself and his own interests, refuse and give up himself, and take up his cross daily and follow me. Cleave steadfastly to me, come forward wholly to my example, and living and if need be, and dying also. So let's consider the example of a young man who's just graduated from high school and decided to join the military. As soon as he steps off the bus, arriving at boot camp, the sergeant starts yelling at him. Then he has to march over to the barber shop to get his haircut. Then he's up the next morning early to exercise, with someone screaming in his face and talking about his mother. Now, it may sound funny, but you have to remember that this young man was fresh out of high school. He's only right into it. If this would have been a month sooner, he would have never tolerated any of that nonsense from his teachers or his classmates. But somehow his mindset has changed. So why is that? Why has his mindset changed within such short of time? It's because he's enduring his cross, so to speak, because of the joy that awaits him on the other side of it. See, somebody ought to give God a praise right now for the joy that awaits you on the other side. It's good to know that there's still joy and comfort on the side. And that one day we will see His face. He said the young man realizes that boot camp is preparing him for a greater destiny. His vision of the future is getting his present physical discomfort, meaning, and purpose. That picture provides a pretty good